Hey guys, Josh from SoccerReviewsForYou.com, bringing you an unboxing plus on-feet video of the brand new Puma evoSPEED 1.2 SL in the Sharks Blue, Fluorescent Peach, and Fluorescent Yellow colorway. Now inside the box, all you get are the shoes themselves. They do not come with any extras. So let me get these out of the box really quickly. And if you guys could take a second to leave a like on the video, it would be greatly appreciated. So here is a look at the evoSPEED 1.2 SL. And this was a fairly low-key release from Puma. A lot of you guys watching this video may not have ever seen or even heard of this particular model. As they've done over the last 4, 5, 6 years now, Puma always releases a super light or SL version of their synthetic speed boot, if you will, and the evoSPEED 1.2 SL is this year's super light model. Now basically what you're getting here is a variation on, like I said, their standard speed boot, but obviously in a slightly trimmed down, more lightweight package. And the first impression of this shoe is definitely that it's extremely lightweight. Really happy with the overall quality. I think that the aesthetic of the SL model is a little bit better than that of the standard version, at least in my opinion. I guess leave your comments down below. What do you think of this, the overall appearance of this shoe, I should say. I think this colorway looks really, really good, and I like the look of all the perforations in the upper. To me, it gives it a nice texture. There's also a nice combination of matte and shiny finishes, which is something that I always like. But in terms of tech specs and quality, I have to say that this feels a little bit nicer to me than the standard synthetic evoSPEED 1.2, which is honestly a shoe that I wasn't a huge fan of. I think the leather model is really good. The synthetic model, the actual synthetic itself, just wasn't really up to par with the high-end F50 Adizero or the high-end Mercurial Vapor 9, which are similar shoes trying to provide that same type of barefoot sensation on the ball. Now this shoe features a very high quality microfiber synthetic material with these kind of micro perforations throughout. You can see that these are more or less there for texturing. They don't go all the way through the upper, whereas in the tongue and down the side of the boot, the perforations go 100% right through, allowing for not only ventilation, but should you play in wet weather, water is definitely going to seep into these shoes very, very quickly, simply because there's actual holes in the upper. This is something that is there for visuals, as well as, I suppose, weight reduction, because it is removing unnecessary material from the boot itself. Now, as far as the microfiber itself goes, it isn't overly thin, I would say. It's definitely a very thin material. It's not the thinnest out there, but it's very soft and flexible and has a nice kind of natural softness about it, which is something that Puma has lacked in a lot of their synthetic speed boots, especially the evoSPEED models I found, and this one to me feels a lot better. So hopefully on the next evoSPEED model we will get a synthetic material that is going to be similar to this, or even something like we see right now on the Puma evoPower, a shoe that I really like the feel of. The synthetic is extremely unique, and this is on par with that shoe in terms of quality, at least in my opinion. You're also going to find this kind of grip texturing here going around the forefoot and toe box area. It's very, very kind of minor in terms of how much grip it is going to provide, at least from what I can tell just rubbing it against my finger, but for the most part it is still something worth mentioning, just because you do have that little bit of a grippy sensation from the graphic on the shoe itself. Now it is a pretty standard design for an SL model from Puma, central lacing system, and it's a pretty deep lacing system as well, so you're going to be able to get that nice tight secure fit. But with that being said, these don't necessarily fit all that narrow, which you guys will see later in the on-feet portion of the video. You got your low cut here in the heel, but again a decent amount of width and also a decent amount of padding in the back of this shoe with a very soft synthetic leather material, so comfort is not going to be an issue whatsoever. The insole is fully removable. You can see that it features a mesh liner on top. You got your evoSPEED 1.2 SL graphics, as you guys can see, and it's just one single layer of this very soft, spongy white foam, and it's actually got a decent thickness to it. A lot better of an insole, in my opinion, in comparison to something like what you're going to find in the Mercurial Vapor 9, as well as even the lightweight insole on the current F50 Adizeros. To me, those are two insoles that are there just to be as light as possible and don't really provide too much in the way of comfort, whereas something like this isn't going to slide around and is actually going to provide some really good in the shoe comfort, at least in my opinion. Now moving on to the outsole itself, this is not necessarily something that is unique to the evoSPEED 1.2 SL. You're also going to find this exact heel counter and sole plate one-piece design on the Puma King SL. So it's the exact same layout here. You have an external plastic heel counter that is part of the one-piece sole plate. These two little cutouts here at the back of the heel just to shave, again, a little bit of weight, but for the most part it's a very, very solid heel counter, and not only will help to secure your heel in place, but also provide some decent protection against kicks to the back of the foot. And then moving on to the outsole, you can see that it isn't exactly a standard design. The main material for the sole plate is Pebax plastic, so it's very, very responsive, very flexible where it needs to be. And then you have a stiffener bar through the middle, as well as this perforated piece on the inside, which is made from a nylon material. So it's going to be a little bit stiffer, stiffen the areas of the shoe that need that extra stiffness, while the Pebax areas are going to remain nice and flexible and give you that nice responsive feel. So kind of a cool design here. You can see it's kind of translucent, so you can see the internals of the nylon, which I think is kind of cool. And for the most part, a really, really good sole plate overall. If you're looking for something that's going to be lightweight, but still very solid and flexible where it needs to be. Now, as far as the stud pattern itself goes, you can see it's an all-bladed stud pattern. You have 4 bladed studs here in the heel, 6 bladed studs here in the forefoot, and 1 rounded support stud in the middle, and that's pretty much it. So a minimal amount of studs, and I did find that this particular stud pattern does penetrate the ground very, very well when you are playing on firm natural grass playing surfaces. So the amount of grip that you got at push off and making hard lateral cuts is actually very, very good. And this is just with talking from my experiences with the Puma King SL, which is a shoe that I really liked. So I anticipate liking it still on the evoSPEED 1.2 SL. And overall, it's a very underrated sole plate and stud pattern combination that just a lot of people have not tried, simply because it's not necessarily on the most desirable boots from Puma. But that's pretty much it as far as all the tech specs go. This is, like I said, the evoSPEED 1.2 SL. And move on next to a quick weigh-in so you can see how lightweight these guys are. When it comes to weight, obviously the evoSPEED 1.2 SL is light, but how light is it and how does it compare to the most popular ultra lightweight model on the market, the F50 adizero? So that's what we're going to find out in just a second here. Keep in mind that these are both brand new pairs. This one is a size 9.5 US, this is a 9 US. The fit is very, very similar. And also keep in mind that I have the comfort insole in the F50 adizero, which compares more closely to the insole found in the evoSPEED 1.2 SL as opposed to the lightweight insole that some people may use with this particular shoe. So we're going to weigh the evoSPEED 1.2 SL first. Again, 9.5 US. We're going to throw it on the scale. You can see that they weigh in at 6.3 ounces, which is very, very lightweight, to the point where you're not even going to feel them on your feet. You can literally forget that you're wearing shoes. So we'll take that off the scale. We'll throw on the F50 adizero, and you can see that these guys weigh in at 6.15 ounces. So they are 0.15 ounces less than the evoSPEED 1.2 SL. This is what I would consider to be an insignificant amount of weight. You can see it just bumped up to 6.2 ounces. This is basically less than the weight of the laces themselves. So you're not going to notice a difference in weight coming from the adizero to the evoSPEED 1.2 SL if that is a worry for you. They're pretty much right on par in terms of weight. It's just a matter of picking your poison, which one is better suited for your needs, and which one is of course going to be more comfortable and fit you better in the long run, which is what we're going to find out right now as I try them on so we can get a better idea as to how these shoes fit and what the sizing is like. Alright, here's a look at the evoSPEED 1.2 SLs from right out of the box. And one thing that I've always loved about the SL models from Puma is that yes, they push the boundaries when it comes to weight, but at the same time they're always very, very comfortable shoes, which is the same with the evoSPEED 1.2 SL. In my opinion, it's the most comfortable ultra lightweight soccer shoe currently out there on the market. In terms of fit, this is one of those shoes that has a fairly wide fit, to be completely honest with you. So it's going to be suitable for pretty much all foot types, even if you have pretty wide feet. So if you tried on an adizero or something like that, or even a Mercurial Vapor 9, and just found that your foot was way too wide for that style of shoe, something like the evoSPEED 1.2 SL is going to fit you very, very comfortably, which is going to surprise a lot of people and hopefully lure more people into wearing Puma's Speed Boot line of shoes, because they are actually quite good. Now in terms of sizing, I would say that they run about a quarter size small. Instead of my usual size 9, I bumped up to a 9.5, and the fit is pretty much right on par with what I would like it to be and what I expected it to be. So for the most part, if you want a really, really snug fit, you could stay true to size if you wanted to, but for the most part, I would personally recommend going a half size up. Also keep in mind that this does feature Puma's Aptolast shaping, so it does come to a very, very slight point closer towards the big toe area, which can bother some people, but honestly it isn't something that impacts me whatsoever. And I actually find that I actually like that little bit of extra precision that you get from the shoe fitting very closely to your foot. It's not awkward or anything like that. It just is a little bit different in comparison to a standard round toe soccer shoe. But that's pretty much it as far as how these shoes fit and what the sizing is like. And move on next to my final thoughts. Alright guys, that's it for my unboxing of the Puma evoSPEED 1.2 SL. I'm actually really excited to wear these. I really like the lightweight feel that they have to offer. They're surprisingly comfortable. This new synthetic upper they've implemented not only looks very good, but also feels very good to the touch. It's nice and soft and has that natural feel about it, which is kind of what I look for from any thin synthetic material. And of course, like I said, I do have experience with this Soleplate and stud pattern combo, and I've been a big fan of it in the past, and hopefully I'll still like it, like I said, on the evoSPEED 1.2. I will be working on the full written review hopefully over the next month or so once I get some testing time on this. So again, look out for that review to go up after about a couple weeks time. In the meantime though, if you guys are interested in checking out the review page on my website, not only will you find the high quality images of this shoe to give you a better idea as to how it actually does look in person, but you also find buy it now links with the best prices online, including exclusive SR4U coupon codes to get yourself some additional discounts if you are interested in ordering a pair of these for yourself. If you have any questions, feel free leaving a comment down below and I definitely will get an answer out to you. If you enjoyed today's video, be sure to support it with a like. Subscribe if you haven't already for daily videos on all the latest soccer gear. You can find all of my social media information down below in the description as well. And other than that guys, hope you enjoyed today's video, and as always, thanks for watching.